Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Amsterdam Diamond Center limited edition of 25 pieces. You can see this 42mm stainless steel limited edition on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click the card in the upper right-hand corner of this video at any time to see our full listing for this watch with extra photos, accessories, and of course, full pricing. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, this watch cuts the classic profile of the original 42mm Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore. Since 1993, it's been something of an icon and a pioneer among oversized sports watches, and many will say that it remains the reference to which all others compare themselves and every other manufacturer aspires. And it certainly has that kind of wrist presence. 14.5 millimeters, it does stand proud in its nearly 15mm thickness above the wrist. And from lug to lug, 54.5 millimeters. This one pulls no punches. It wears a large 42. This is definitely not one of those watches that wears smaller than its nominal size. With something approaching a cushion-style case when one factors in the integrated lugs, it really does wear with a full-bodied presence more akin to a 45mm watch than a 42. It also has significant heft with a solid steel case back. This is an impressive timepiece on the wrist, and one might even say that the actual lug-to-lug measurement is even a bit larger than the 54.5 millimeters would have one believe, because there is a little bit of flare to the diver style strap, such that the outermost extremity, the rigid outer extremity of the flare, is actually about 64 millimeters from lug to lug. But make no mistake, if you want to wear an offshore and you have a smaller wrist like mine, you want to wear the Offshore on this diver style natural vulcanized rubber strap. Now the diver strap that you see here is beautifully complementary to the crimson applied Arabic numerals of the off-white or cream colored special edition dial. It also flexes more easily than the rigid hornback alligator leather straps that are often seen on the Offshores. So not only does it look beautiful on this special edition watch and nicely paired to the dial, it's also ergonomically more sound, and because it can get wet, it's nicely matched to this 100-meter water-resistant watch. It becomes a full-service sports watch in every respect. Now, inboard of the beautiful octagonal, alternately brushed and polished Royal Oak Offshore bezel, you can see that the dial is just a bit unusual. You see the mega tapisserie waffle cut, but uncharacteristically it's lacquered, so it has a rich sheen to it. It's lustrous, it appears almost wet, and it's a gorgeous backdrop for the applied special edition Amsterdam Diamond Center Arabic numerals. Now that crimson tone just jumps ahead of the backdrop of the dial. It really seems to spring forward in an almost 3D-like effect, and the hands, also 18-karat white gold, are colored complementary luminova in that crimson tone. There's a great deal of contrast going on here, and not just between the red and the cream-colored dial, but you can see that each of the sub-registers for constant seconds as well as chronograph minutes and hours is actually silvered with concentric circular guilloche to add texture, and that silver too, especially in as much as each register is countersunk, does jump out and provide optimal contrast. From a purely functional perspective, this is a very legible watch. It's also a very beautiful watch and one of the more memorable Royal Oak Offshore special editions that I've seen. Now underneath the commemorative Amsterdam Diamond Center caseback, one finds the ultimate evolution of the Jaeger-LeCoultre base caliber that powered most of the first generation and second generation Royal Oak Offshores. It's known as the caliber 2326 with a 2840 Dubois de Praz vertical clutch chronograph module. Between them, they pack 50 joules. Now it operates at a modern 4 Hz beat rate, and being a vertical clutch chronograph, it starts with a very smooth sweep. There's no jump. When it stops, there's no stagger, and it always resets precisely to the index at 12. Now, the watch also features all of the refinements of the underlying Jaeger-LeCoultre caliber, and for the 2326, the underlying caliber was significantly upgraded by Jaeger-LeCoultre. For one, it gained ceramic rotor bearings, unlubricated, hugely efficient. It was paired with a new unidirectional winding system that would better top off the 38-hour power reserve. Again, more efficient ball bearings and a more efficient winding mechanism. It was also paired with a sports watch appropriate free sprung balance, a little bit more like the way Rolex does things than the way JLC had historically done things. It makes the watch a bit more resistant to shock-induced timing variation. And finally, a double laser welded hairspring of JLC's own design, laser welded at the stud and the collet, was added to the assembly. Now it retains the underlying virtues of the JLC base caliber, including hacking seconds, which is to say that the constant seconds and chronograph seconds will stop when you pull the crown for precise synchronization to a known accurate reference timer, and of course it does feature a quick set date cycling mechanism. Should the watch run down, you can quickly recycle, reset, and correct the date. This is an interesting aesthetic for a Royal Oak Offshore. It's rich, it's colorful, it's playful, and it's perfectly suited to the summer months ahead. So while it may often be rainy in Amsterdam, this one's destined for sunny times on the beach, wherever your summer vacation may take you. You can see it and you can wear it home on our website, watchyouwant.com.